guys, I'm going to talk about mixing paint just a little bit. I will put up the painting that I'm trying to copy, but it's basically, if you watch the color theory videos, it's basically kind of a split complementary color scheme. You have this sort of purpley pink in the background, and then you have the blue and the green are your basic colors. There's purple, blue, and green. And so the first thing I'm going to try to do is find my black. So right now we have ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson. This is a red leaning blue and a blue leaning red. And we'll take just a little bit of each of those, and we should get a pretty dark purple with that. Make sure that you mix your colors thoroughly so that you can get an even distribution. Right now I'm just kind of experimenting, but I will probably want to have a much larger amount of this color. And it's in my paint, in the example, it's more of a red leaning purple, so I'm going to put in a little more of that red and get this violet here, sort of red violet. Now, I need to, one of the first things you want to do when you're starting a painting is figure out what your color scheme, what are the main colors that you're going to use. I think that this purple color is probably going to be in almost every color that I mix. You want to have like a little bit of your main color in everything, and that adds the unity of the piece. And the other thing you want to do is you don't want to use black. So basically I've got my purple, and I'm going to try just using a little bit of this Viridian green, and let's see if I get a good black out of that. So what I want to do is find a neutral color that's made up of the more saturated colors. I'm going to use a little more of this green. So this is still pretty purple here. I'm going to try, so if you want to neutralize any color, you generally put its complement in there. I should have done this probably to begin with. I've got this yellow. This is a bright primary yellow. I'm going to throw that in here. And actually yellow is pretty weak, so you can go up on the yellow. That's one thing about mixing paint that you'll find is that different paints are stronger or weaker. So that's like a good dark gray. If I wanted to darken that up, I could probably put some more blue in it, but that's a good dark gray. Might be a little bit green. Try putting a little bit more red in it. And as you can see, trial and error is very important. So that's my neutral color right there. I'm not totally happy with that. I might let's take a little bit of this right here, put it off to the side, and put some more of this blue in it. That's a little bit more neutral. As you can see, well, I had some leftover paint from another project. I should have probably started from nothing, but as you can see, I haven't even started painting yet, and I'm already making a mess. So that's okay. You know, you can stay very organized. It's however you like to work, but I sort of like move around in a way that makes sense to me. And as long as you have it in your head, you know, it might be good to do just like have your warm colors and your cool colors all lined up or something. That's a good thing to do if that makes sense to you. If not, you can just kind of let it fly as long as you can keep it all in your head. I'm going to go back and get a little bit more of this sort of red purple that I was making before over here. And that's going to be, I think, close to the hue that we want in our background, but it's too light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some white. This is not white right here. This is a glazing medium that I was using earlier. So I'm going to put some white paint right here, and you will probably end up putting white into almost every color that you have. So don't skimp on the white. Make sure that you have plenty of white. If you're ordering supplies and you're wondering what you need, white will almost always be the answer. So I'm looking at my original here, and this is not really the color. I might want a little bit more red in here. What I'm trying to do right now is just get my basic background color. It's actually, so now I'm looking at this color and I'm thinking that this is a little bit too bright. I'm going to take a little bit of the yellow, which is the opposite of purple, and just mix it in there. Actually, this is starting to look kind of good. So is this orange? Is it purple? Is it pink? There's probably, if you go to the paint store, you'll probably be able to find that exact color, and they'll have a name for it, but you don't need to have a name for it. You just have to know what it looks like. Now I need this color to be still lighter, and I'm going to end up probably putting a tone of white in this, and probably having to mix up a lot more of it because I'm going to be covering most of my canvas with this color, and this is not going to be enough. So I'm looking at my original. There's on the wall behind the painting, there's a light spot over here, and it's darker over here. So what I'm going to basically do right now, I'm going to be creating a gradient of this and a lighter color of it. So I'm going to mix in some of this retarder. You don't have to buy this if you don't want, but it's a good thing to have, these mediums. I've got this retarder and this glossy glazing medium. I might be using that later. So I'm going to separate off some of this and tint it white. And like I said, I'm going to be mostly covering most of the canvas with these two colors right here. So I'm going to take some of this retarder and mix it in there. If you're covering a large area, you're going to want to have a lot of flow. So that is something that your retarder will help with. If you don't have that, just use more water.